much loonier than I remember him.
Well, do you want to know something? I mean,
I've got the
kind of
body.
loony?
You've got the cover up.
This week of Weird, everyone, is a loony tale of gifting and attempted regifting of a haunted grinding mill. Cursed grinding
Whoa.
mill haunts
Whoa.
Zimbabwe man.
Fuck! Holy shit! This feels like a pitch for the next Resident Evil.
The
corpse grinder mill. We never
It
should have
was-
built that thing.
It was absurd. I was reading this and it had, remember that Simpsons episode with the trampoline? Homer gets the trampoline, tries to give it back.
Yes.
Straight up, that energy
Yeah.
here.
Trampoline. Oh my god. Okay.
So before we start with Cursed Grinding Mill haunts Zimbabwe man, make
Okay.
sure you check us out on Twitter, Instagram. Say hello there on your Stitcher, your Spotify's, I think, and your
Mhm.
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
Give us a 5-star review.
Give us a 5-star
Give us a
review.
5-star.
Look, I'm willing to offer $1 million for a 5-star review.
$1 million, 5-star review. We're
right.
giving you 3 episodes a week.
I'm not
Give
saying
us a
I
5-star
have
review.
$1 million,
One star per point of the pentagram.
nor will I be giving it out, but I would be willing to if I had it to spare.
Do you hear that? We'd be willing to. Also, if you like the paranormal movies, narratives, documentaries, and everything in between, check out the 14filmfestival.com. Your boys here at Werewolf Radar are judges, and we are judging the movies.
Mhm.
Early entries were judged. We judged them harshly and fairly. And now they have just
we
accepted
judged
some
them
new
all the way to
movies.
the hanging tree.
They just have accepted some new movies into the lineup, and we are going to judge them as well. So have fun with that. Go to
Heck
14filmfestival.com.
yeah.
And if you really like what we do, want some paranormal extras, check us out at patreon.com/werewolf radar, where you can find an interview I did with Paul Zagaris from the 14filmfestival.com. He's the director of Wedding 93. And we had an interesting talk about his film. That was one of the, I think, most frightening documentaries I've seen in quite some time in the paranormal genre. But now let's continue with something insane. I couldn't believe it. Cursed grinding mill haunts Zimbabwe man. A Nyanga man is plagued by grinding mill he bought in 2019.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's like a grinding mill you could put in on, say, your back porch. I was thinking like a windmill
Oh, like a
that is
giant.
used to grind. I was
It
like, why would
is-
they?
it
why
is
would they-
used to
like
grind,
a place
yes.
where people were murdered and ground
Like,
into
like he was
sausage,
given
you know?
a haunted place he had to sleep in for.
Yeah.
Understand? No,
And he
yeah,
was like, this is perfect. I just got kicked out of my place. I needed a place to stay. I can stay in the old grinding mill.
No. That's a granary mill, I think.
Yeah.
Granary and mill. It doesn't matter. The point is, no, this is a grinding mill, which is a kind of large farm equipment used to grind
Mhm.
various things. So Philip Mafamira, and I'm probably pronouncing all of this wrong except for Zimbabwe.
Mhm.
Philip Mafamira of the Nyanga region of Zimbabwe attempted rituals to cleanse himself of a grinding mill he bought in 2019 after a series of misfortunes. Mafamira contacted spiritual experts after his homestead was razed by a mysterious fire during the day. Mafamira lost
Okay.
his bedroom, granary, and the structure which housed the grinding mill. The grinding mill remained untouched by the fire.
Yeah, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
The healers claimed the grinding mill he bought from a neighbor was causing the bad events. They told Mafamira that he needed to return the mill to the place he bought it, bring maize meal, which is the type of grain they make like grits essentially out of for
Mhm.
the Americans here, which is, I think, most of us, except for you UK listeners. Thank you much. So anyway,
What a
brought maize
pro.
meal with him and told him to perform certain rituals. If he did not do this, they told him someone in his family would die.
All right. Well, keep the stakes low.
The Chibaviri family that sold him the mill refused to take it back. After the family's refusal, Mafamira decided to dump the mill in the bushes nearby their home.
Wow.
They do
Mafamira,
the rituals though.
he did. Mafamira was recently brought in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he mumbled the last one. Klaatu Verata.
Mafamira was recently brought before a local court after he was found by Charles Chibravi. Charles caught him performing rituals with maize meal at his house. Mafamira did not deny the allegations and said he was forced to perform the ritual due to the family refusing to take back the cursed mill. And now I have his
That's
quotes.
the hilarious sitcom premise. Like, just trying to trade this one cursed item back and forth, constantly planting it like a spy versus spy type of situation.
Now, here's where it got a little bit goosebump and hair raising for me. These are the words of Mafamira in the Zimbabwe local court, or in the Nyanga local courts. For 2 years, they have been refusing to take back their grinding mill, even though it was causing mysterious things at my home. Every night, I would see a shadow of a man at the grinding mill. We have endured the scary occurrences, right? We have endured the scary occurrences for a long time.
Yeah.
The shadow acts as someone guarding the grinding mill. At times, the shadow would chase us.
I mean, that sounds pretty haunted.
It sounds very haunted. It sounds like
worse
the
than haunted.
Chivari family definitely try to get this away.
Yeah.
Perhaps why it was a cheaper price than normal.
Mm-hmm.
We have quotes from them as well.
It almost sounds like they're doing it maliciously. They sent a shadow guard with this grinding mill that burns down your house.
See, I think it was something like, this is just a line of families. They got it from someone else. They had some misfortunes and they just passed it right along.
Yeah. That is irresponsible haunting, folks. If you have a haunted item, you need to find your local haunted disposal unit. It'll usually be on a corner. It'll usually be vibrating and probably bleeding. And you just open up that hatch, pop the haunted item in there, and somebody from the Department of Ghosts and Power will be around to do whatever it is that they do with it.
Take it to Zach Baggins' basement or some shit.
Hey, it's a division of Baggins Industry.
Baggins Co. The subsidiary of Monstro Co.
The grinding mill never worked ever since I bought it, Mafamira said. The mechanics would tell me that it was in perfect working condition, but it still did not work. That is when I consulted spiritual healers who told me that there was a need for spiritual cleansing as the grinding mill was cursed. They are the ones who told me that there was a shadow watching over me since I bought the grinding mill. And that is court records of this case in Zimbabwe. In response to this, Chivari, in the interview for the Matnica Post, allegations against them said that allegations against them were false, and they never sold Mafamira a cursed grinding mill. He said the mill was sold to Mafamira in good working condition, and the issue was that he was no longer able to maintain this mill.
Yeah, well, has he tried grinding a soul in there, maybe?
or ungrinding one?
Yeah.
Can you ungrind something? I mean, the Shadow Man obviously wants you to kill someone and grind them.
As an additional note, he thinks the court ruled that both parties had to pay each other restitution for what happened because Mafamera dumped it on their property and did a number of disturbing rituals, according to the Chivari family. He had to pay something of along the lines of like 6 or 2 cows, and then the Chivari family, for payment on or for reimbursement of the original payment, had to give something like 6 beasts. So everyone just had to pay each other money for the wasting the court's time, it seems.
Man, that sounds like a court.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess the point of this week of weird is that everyone's court system is the same, just a waste of your time. Amicably try to deal with these problems outside of the courts because they're just going to make everyone pay.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have a cursed mill, which is being not fought over, but I guess the opposite, abandoned at random homes in the town of Nyanga, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, well, you know what I think they got to do is he's got to try and sell it somewhere outside the town. You know, take it one town over, trade it for some stuff over there.
And I might have accidentally skipped over it, but that will not work. The spiritual healers said that the where is it? That the grinding mill has to be brought back to where he bought it. Okay. So I guess like you just can't get rid of it. Like it has to go back to this family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the grinding mill works, it's kind of a good hustle on that family's part. You know, give it away and then take it back for free.
Hopefully someone doesn't take you to court because that's the only time you're going to pay. But they didn't, which definitely makes it seem like, oh no, this is time. Sus. This is sus. Like, just take it back if there's nothing wrong with it. Deal's a wash. It was probably like very quick. But they were like, no, I don't want this. You can take it away from here.
Look at this. You haunted it up. This wasn't haunted when I sold it.
It seems fishy. I think that the Chivaris definitely sold this man a haunted grinding mill.
Yeah.
Isn't there like in some states and cities like litigation against like you can't rent a place that you know is supposedly haunted?
There is some places like that in America. And apparently in Zimbabwe, there's now court precedents for doing restitution on giving a cursed item.
Oh, I bet that's not the first time there's been restitution for a cursed item.
Sure.
Maybe that will be a deep dive someday.
Cursed items.
And cursed items.
We just did
items
that.
in the courts.
Yeah.
Litigated spellcraft.
But anyway, let's move on and record the main episode. That's the end of Cursed Grinding Mill Haunts Zimbabwe Man, and truly
careful where you get your grinding mills. Like seriously.
You buy them from neighbors.
Just have somebody go with you, and if that person could be like a holy man or woman who can do like, a quick God pass on it.
You're gonna want to do what I think we here in America do for buying cars. You bring a mechanic, you bring a priest, and that way you don't end up with any Christines,
I never go pick up anything off of Craigslist without a pocket full of salt that I plan to pelt the item and potentially the buyer with as soon as I see them.
You should too.
And you should too.
Let me pour this vial of holy water over the iPod real quick. It looks like it doesn't work anymore. Clearly this was cursed.
Oh, look, it changed. It was broken. I broke your illusion.
That's been this week of weird, everyone. Thank you for listening. If you like what we do, check us out on Twitter and Instagram. Listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You're already doing it. You know where to find us. Also, check us out at patreon.com/werewolf radar and check out all the extra paranormal rewards that you can get. And also check out the 14 Film Festival at 14filmfestival.com. On the count of 3, let's sign off on our ultra super secret sign off line by one Dylan Gutierrez, Dark Council member. 1, 2, 3. Suspect the void!